Just waiting for it to go live. I think it should be coming up any minute now. Well, let's see. I think we're getting in. We'll start to see if people start popping in soon, though. This was not going to be about the typhoon. There goes. I don't know if you guys heard that. Anyway, this was not going to be about the typhoon, monsoon, tropical storm. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But we just had the worst 36 hours or whatever that I have had, I got to tell you. Now, it started off completely like nothing to do with storms or anything. I ended up with a horrific flu, like terrible. My stomach hardened, cramping, bad, throwing up the bathroom sort of thing, whatever. And went through the whole night. So I got practically no sleep. It was freaking painful. It was a horrible, horrible night. Anyway, and then yesterday the rain started because of this typhoon that tropical storm typhoon, I don't know, we get different names, but hit the Bicol region, which is that whole east coast. And it just kind of hovered and then it hit over here, but not really. Like we just got the rain. But I've never seen that amount of rain in my whole life. Like it didn't stop from being the hardest rain you've ever seen until like a few hours ago. So that was like yesterday through the whole day. And I'm sick and I just can't like do anything. No, we've been very lucky. We're very, very lucky. Yeah, like it's parts of Rojas City. Many people are writing me and they're saying, Michael, are you okay? Are you okay? I've seen all this stuff on the news about Rojas City and everything. And here, I'll show you like from the mayor's perspective here. Yeah, people are seeing images like this and like, let's see, there's being rescues all over the place from the fire department. The Coast Guard is here. The Army showed up at 9 o'clock this morning. And yeah, it was really bad, like for many areas. One of the hospitals had like, I don't know if it was a foot of water, but maybe 6 inches of water on the floor. I'm trying to see here, the mall. Yeah, the malls, everybody opened up and allowed families to come in and just, hang out in the food court, sleep, do whatever you want to do. Circolo Convention Center, which is Pueblo de Panay, they made it available for everybody as well. There was rescues all over the city. So of course everybody's writing me going, oh my God, what's going on? Are you okay? Are you okay? But like this kind of stuff here, I only saw on Facebook too. We did not actually experience any of this. We experienced just a ridiculous amount of rain, but being on the beach, we're sloped out. Oops, I got to go over here. We're sloped out to the ocean like this. And so the rain has some place to go, right? Go into the ocean. So we're not dealing with any of that. But the ones that are near rivers and everything in the low-lying downtown areas, down by the stadium and all of that, they were dealing with all of that, which was pretty incredible. Really rough, really, really rough time for everybody there. And like I said, the Army is here this morning, but it seems that everybody's going to be okay. Everything is fine. Everybody was out there getting people out of their homes and bringing them to higher ground, that kind of thing. But no, here at the beach, all the way to SM Mall, everything, we lost power 2 o'clock yesterday, and around 2 o'clock. I don't know the exact time. And it did not come back on until 7 a.m. this morning. And so last night we went to our office, which is directly across from SM Mall. And from there, we were able to charge all our batteries and everything. I don't know what's going on. My generator, I pull it on and I have it all plugged in, but it's not outputting any power. I don't know why. I have to figure it out, but it was pitch black. So I couldn't because everything had died at that point. We're like, finally, okay, power's not coming back on. We're putting the generator on. And yeah, so I got to figure out why that thing wasn't outputting any power. I've only used it 5-6 times. It's not like it's really old or anything. So anyway, it was rough. Being so sick, being very unhelpful. Catherine was like keeping up with everything and making sure there's no water coming into the house or everything. And we just get a little. I don't want to call it flooding. We didn't. It's just if rain gets too high and our floor is this far from the top, even though it's sloped out, some can get in there because it just doesn't stop. I have never seen that much rain in my life. And yesterday was Black Sands. the Black Sands grand opening, and we had to reschedule for 7 p.m. tonight for our appointment to go and see them because there was nothing. We couldn't go. I was sick. I couldn't eat a thing anyway, and but also like it's just like nobody was leaving out of their house. They had a lot of people there because they just went and pushed through it. I did see on their Facebook, but I think they even pushed their grand opening though. They were like, okay, this is not going to work out very well. So yeah, the flu was absolutely terrible, but I'm finally over it. I'm good now. I can eat, and well, I've had crackers so far, but it's holding up. But so anyways, I wanted to talk about that first before we talk about the earthquake thing because, well, that just happened. Long before I planned this thing, I had no idea this was going to come. We never thought it would put that much rain into this area. And generally, Rojas is not a flooding area. So for this to happen was a little bit shocking. We get a lot of rain sometimes, and it's never done that. But this amount of rain, it's unimaginable. Like, it was just forever rain. Just the hardest downpour. And it was crazy, but it was really rough for other people. It wasn't for us. Like, I'm not going to complain. We were very, very lucky, very blessed, being down here. Other than we're in a separate, like the Bye, which is the barangay over here, where the Beaver is and all the restaurants and everything. They did not lose power. They're a priority anyway. And we are only like 10 doors down from that barangay. And so if we were 10 more doors down, we'd have electricity the whole time. We would have had no problems. It was only because we are literally in the next barangay that shares with an area that has a lot of poorer neighborhoods that are low-lying land that flooded. And so it was dangerous to leave the power on. And so the power company shut all the power off until the water dissipated away and they could turn the power back on. So that's the only reason we didn't have power. Anyway, so we're okay for all those messages I'm getting like crazy. It wasn't affected by us. We did not have crazy storm surges or anything like that. There was no wind, which was amazing. Honestly, it could have been so much worse if we had a ton of wind. It was just straight downpour, and it's still bad, but it could have been a heck of a lot worse. So first, I want to go to the main part of the topic here, and that is a lot of people want to know where to live in the Philippines if you want to avoid the earthquakes. Because yes, this is the epicenter of earthquakes all over the world. This is the place. And a lot of people aren't scared of it, obviously, or California wouldn't be full of people, right? You're living on fault lines and stuff like that. And so a lot of people just make that trade-off. They want paradise, so you pay for it. And I'm just going to click this thing here because I just noticed somebody gave out. Oh, okay, there we go. Member for 2 months. All right, thank you very much, Kaz. I just went to the morning shift, but I try to catch the first half of your lives. Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you for being a member. 2 months. Thank you. As a traveler, too. Top member. All right. So, anyway, I wanted to show you guys something here, and I got to bring it up. And this is the fault lines in. And now that one? Okay, how about this one? There we go. All right. It's not exactly what I wanted, but you can see here. So, this is the fault lines of the Philippines. And as you can see, there's like a whole shelf of it here on both sides. And it's a pretty sizable amount of fault lines in the Philippines. And there are areas where you can go that don't have like any serious earthquakes. Now, the only thing is if you do have an earthquake, like for example, we had that big one in Cebu recently, right? And if I bring that up actually separately on the fault lines here and right here, and you can see, let me find that picture is, it's not right in there. Actually, I'm better off in the other one, honestly. That Cebu one was 6.9. And it was a new shelf that actually was just recently discovered. They didn't normally have a fault line there. And then they found out that there is a fault line. It's all right. I need to get my bearings here because I'm a little screwy here. Okay, so anyway, it was in this area right here. This is Bogo. And so there's actually a fault line right here that was recently discovered. It's not even showing up in here. And, or up here maybe, Bogo City, yeah, right here. So there's a fault line in here that didn't show up. Anyway, so that's 6.9 all the way here in Rojas, which we don't have except for the Antique Mountains up here. But Rojas City over here, it hasn't. We got a 5.3 for all of Iloilo and Bacolod and all that got about a 5.3. We didn't get the earthquake. We got the after effects of it just reverberating all the way out here. We don't have any actual earthquakes out in this area because of this. Only Antique, which is a long way from here. It's hundreds and hundreds of kilometers away. And they had an 8.8 once. It was a very long, or 8 point something. Yeah, let's just say 8 point something. Hey, look at that. Wait a minute. There's something going on here. Kaz. Thank you for that, Kaz. Hey, Kaz sent out 10 free memberships for some of you viewers out here. Thank you very much, Kaz. Make sure you thank Kaz in the comments for sending out these awesome things for everybody. And also, Brian, thank you very much. Howdy from Ventura, California. Good Canadian right there, so anyway, so the fault lines here, Rojas City is actually a really good spot. But you'll notice something else. Like, I'm not going to just advertise Rojas City. Like in Iloilo, same thing. This whole area in here, there's no fault lines, so there's less chance of any major damage. But you should actually just look over here. Look at this. No fault lines. That's Palawan, where we're traveling to this week. And everybody knows Palawan is absolutely gorgeous and everything. Well, if you don't know, you're going to find out real soon. But you'll notice here, there's no fault lines, and they actually have no earthquakes here. They also get less typhoons too, by the way. So it's a very beautiful area. It is just a little more secluded of an area. It is, for example, for us to take the boat to bring our bike there, we're not doing it this way. It's 34 hours from Iloilo City to go there, which is a big pain, obviously, because yeah, that's really, really far. So you see, they're on the outside of this this Sulu Trench line, I guess you want to call it, because you have to go all over here, then you're going to go over here, and then you're going to make your way over. And so we're not doing that. We're going to do a different way. We're going to go all the way up here, go across here, and go to here, because we don't want to spend 34 hours on a boat. And this allows us to do 3 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours. Have breaks in between and everything. So are you guys sending out more membership things here? I think you might be. I can't tell. Look at that, Kaz. Kaz is sending them out like hardcore. Thank you very much, Kaz. Kaz does rocks. All right. Thank you very much. Hopefully you're all, if you're getting a gift membership, please thank Kaz. That's really awesome of you, Kaz. All right. So, yeah, when you're looking at this area, like, do you want to be in a fault line? Like, obviously, you got Manila is over here, so you've got very close to here, but then you have all the way up Baguio, all the north, you get all of that kind of stuff here. And down here, Bataan, there's no fault lines. That's a beautiful area. You got this whole Angeles City part up here, Clark, all of that. America did choose them for that reason, right? And you can find this Mindanao's got a ton, absolute ton, as you can see here. Everything from, I think CDO's right in here or whatever, but Davao, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it is a major thing. And now I'm going to show you on here, like, how major. So take a look at this. This, it's refreshed as of the moment I started this, but I'll refresh it anyway. Okay, so this is as of 10 o'clock, 10:04 this morning, so only 7 minutes ago, there was an earthquake. And City of Bogo, so these are aftershocks, right? How do I shift this window a bit here if I can? There we go. There we go. So yeah, and as you can see, I got to move all the way over here. And you have, I have to look that way too, though. Ooh. Davao, I don't know, Zamboanga, I can't even say that, Del Sur. Davao, though, again, City of Bogo. Now, they've had over 10,000 aftershocks since that 6.9. And even though Mindanao had a much stronger earthquake, it actually did very little damage comparative to the Cebu. The Cebu one was catastrophic in damage and death and everything else. And then afterwards, just been aftershocks, like never ending. Now, the sizes of them, as you can see, well, there's a 4.8 right here in Davao. 4.0 here. But a lot of these that are 2.1, 2.0, you're not going to feel them. Anything under 2 is not even considered worthy of worrying about, right? Anything in the ones they're just nothing. That's just the earth shifting, and you won't even notice. They're very, very small. But any of these 2s, you're not going to feel. Generally, you're not going to even feel a 4. You feel like a 5 or a high 4, and it's not going to feel like much. 5.3 for us was just some shifting when we had it here. Now, I've had earthquakes before. Oh, look at that. We had a 5.5 right here in Siargao. So again, that northern Davao, northern Mindanao area. And back to, I don't know where Bocos Norte is, but hit a 4.4, 4.8. Anyway, this is today. Like, this is 24 hours, right? What are we at? 18th. Oh, yeah, so this is 24 hours. This is since yesterday. That's how many. So the Philippines gets a ridiculous number of earthquakes every single day. Now, there is a 40% increase this year in earthquakes over 2.0 magnitude. So that's a huge, huge rise in amount of earthquakes. But it could be just releasing steam, and that's the thing. If you have a lot of little ones, then you may not have a big one, as somebody had explained to me before. That you're worried more about an area that should be getting earthquakes, and it's been very, very quiet, and they're afraid of a big one. It's almost like the volcanoes that just let off. It's letting off some steam. You have less worry than the one that's just building up pressure like crazy, because it could explode and be very devastating. So that's one of the things they put in there. But I lived in Albania before I came here. That was my first time ever-ish that I felt an earthquake, and it was like a 5 or 6. It was like 10 stories up, and it was it was terrifying for the first time. You're like, oh my God, especially when you're in a high building. Right, you feel it more when the higher you are. If you're down at ground level, you may not feel it that much at all. But the swaying of the building really does scare the hell out of you. And Albania is, well, it's cheaper than the Philippines to live. So the building standards there, I don't know. But anyway, I was fine. Everything was okay. But then I came here to the Philippines, and the first time, it took 3 years to feel an earthquake, was in Mindoro in Puerto Galera with Catherine and Lara. And that was only 6 months ago. And it was a 5 point something. I think it was 5.1, 5.2, but we were very close to the epicenter of it. And we were like 10 stories up, and it scared the hell out of Lara. She was panicked. She was on the ground, and we got straight down, but we couldn't get out to the ground. It would have been more dangerous for us to move away from where we were, because we would be among very high up and all these. It's the way they build the buildings. Anyway, I don't want to. So it was a little freaky for her. But then that set it up so that when it happened here, when we had the city, Bogo City one in Cebu, when we felt it here, wow, she was just terrified and screaming and crying. She was so afraid of it now. And we barely felt anything. 5.3, it was just, oh my God, it's an earthquake, isn't it? And we're on the first floor, keep in mind. And then we went straight outside. We had no damage anywhere in this area or anything. We're all good. Nobody had structural problems. Not like Cebu. Cebu really, really did suffer from it a lot. And the funny thing is the Philippines actually has higher building standards than America. So better than California and Florida. So that's a little crazy, right, when you think about it. But are they being followed is the part you worry about. So we know, like, the world knows that this is the place for earthquakes. So, of course, the standards are extremely high. But does the contractor follow through with that building standard? Are they holding it all together and everything? You hope, because that's your life you have on the line. Yeah. But yeah, it does make you, like, sometimes wonder. Like, I love living here on the beach and everything like that. But then yesterday, I really wished I actually lived in a city, believe it or not, because of the fact that you feel kind of segregated out here and just getting poured on like crazy. And then when we got on the bike and went over to the office, we were just like, oh, life is still existing here, and there's lights everywhere, and it's just everybody was in the mall and shopping and eating and everything. And I was like, wow, it's like a whole world is happening here. That's not earthquake related, but still. But then you see the stuff from Cebu, and it was really, really bad. But yeah, this stuff, so the websites for this, in order to, if you are somebody who's going to care a lot, you can see right here, earthquake.phi volts, VOLC. You can just screenshot that. Anyway, this is the government website. This will tell you where earthquakes are happening that day. Oh, if you keep scrolling, of course, you're going to go several days back, and you can see the crazy amount of earthquakes, and you can see where they're happening. Now, that might be for now. Right? In 6 months from now, there might be a new area that's getting the most. This one here is great because you can actually, there's filters in this, and so you can filter it out if you are concerned about living somewhere where there is fault lines, and you can actually select in here. It's not in tables, is it? No, it's not tables. It's there is one that does show. Well, first you can do this. You can do like a street view, so you can see the city names and everything, and it takes a minute to load in, and then you can go in and then select show me. Right now it's active fault lines, but you can actually add in layers. Here we go. And you can, no, not layers. Shoot, where is it? It's here. You can just add in all the things that you want into it, such as where earthquakes have happened. And you can see that in Palawan when the map actually does load. And if I could figure it out, there is a filter in here that you could add it. And you can see that there are none in Palawan. So none in history is pretty good. In Rojas City, we have none. There is the two that happened in Antique. One happened right up here. It was a 7. Now, these are very, very, like, decades ago. And then the big one, which happened way down at the bottom here, was in the high 8s or low 8s, something like that, 8.2, 8.4, not high 8s. High 8s would be really terrible. But it's not a very populated area down in Antique. So if it happened there, you might be, this whole area is pretty good. Bacolod's pretty good, and Iloilo. But Bacolod has these two, and these are right over the volcanoes. And the volcano, this one right here, this volcano erupted last year, so several times, I think 2 or 3 times. Yeah. We're welcome to the Philippines, where everything can kill you. No, I'm kidding. It's not that bad, but it certainly feels like you have to navigate quite a bit. And when you see these fault lines, you get a really good idea of what you're facing, because like this fault line map here. Is it only Philippines? Oh, it's Philippines active fault lines. Okay, so it's not showing everybody else's, but that's a lot of fault lines. You are definitely in a place where earthquakes are always going to happen, and you have to be ready for that. But again, I have been here almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years in March, and I've felt 2. One up in Mindoro, low 5s, and then here from the city, Bogo City, one in Cebu, we felt it a bit here, and it's around 5.3. It's not an exact because it didn't happen here. We're just approximating how you felt it. So there we go. That's what I found on there. So there are people that'll be interested in looking at that. There might be people that are totally not wanting to be anywhere near an earthquake. Well, you do have Palawan. You got a big part of this island actually is really good. Parts of Manila up to well, maybe not. Yeah, Manila's pretty good. But going up to Clark and the Subic Bay and Bataan, those kind of areas, if you really want to avoid all of them, those are your top spots in this area for having less chance of actually getting killed by an earthquake. Chance of you being killed by an earthquake, let's be honest, is really low. But I meant feeling the effects of it, having destruction and damage from it. Don't mind how I look. We have no running water. As I started off in this, we just had a crazy monsoon, I guess, from the typhoon, flooding all over the city. It was really brutal, and I've been sick with the flu really, really bad, and it was really rough for me, but I'm finally through it. But I'm still sweating a lot, just getting it out of my system, I think, at this point. But at least I can eat now and everything. But yeah, there's no water to shower with right now. There's no running water. Electricity came back at 7 a.m. at least. So that's a positive. Anyway, let's jump into your comments here, because there may be people that are talking about the actual topic here, which, let's see where we go. Okay, it's, and don't mind, I think glad you guys are okay. Yeah, thank you very much. We are definitely doing okay. I want to make sure, like, oh, good, that is the top one. Oh, that is nothing to rain here in the Cordilleras. We have rain from July to October. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people assume that rainy season, oh, it must just like what we just experienced for the last 24 hours. Nope, no, that's not at all. You get a couple hours of rain and then the sun comes out. That's rainy season. But what we just experienced, I wouldn't live somewhere if that was every day. So I don't know why you're living there. If I had to deal with that on a regular basis, ooh. I have the Action 4 for now. I have two of them, unfortunately, with the exact same problem. As they're no longer waterproof. The door on the side, they snap off. I'm pretty sure the 5 has the same problem. So that's really disappointing. But the 5 is still better. A lot of flu in Rojas City? Yes. Yeah. Lara had it too. And it's like a funny one where you'll get the flu-like symptoms, right? Like the stuffed up nose or whatever, the cough. You'll get the cough. And then it'll go away. And then a day or not even, yeah, maybe a day. A day will go by where you're kind of okay. You feel it, but you don't. And then all of a sudden you start throwing up, and then your stomach, and you're just like in so much pain and everything. And then the fever kicks in and everything. And then it's gone. Hello from Toronto. Hello. Did the school close? Oh, I don't think the flu closed any schools. No, I don't think so. I read all the stuff on Facebook every day, and yeah, I don't think so. Oh, do you put a note in here? I just went through morning shift, but I tried to catch the first time. Oh, yeah, you did that. Thank you very much. By the way, that's awesome that you gave out all those memberships to the channel. Thank you very much. Yeah, Palawan. It's true. Like there's going to be downfalls to Palawan. We're going to be going there. In that, again, you're segregated. So it's like, how would I describe it? I guess it'd be like going to some of those beautiful Caribbean islands that are out there, except for a bigger one. And there's no big shopping malls. You're not going to have like, and if you're not in El Nido, there's a lot of people in El Nido, a lot of things you can get or whatever. And Puerto Princesa way down at the bottom. But everything else, it's very rural. And so, yeah, simpler life in that case. And then you got to take a very long boat to go back to Manila or a plane or something to go shopping or stuff like that. But I have a feeling that will get fixed over time. But my friends that lived in Puerto Princesa, they left because A, they got bored and the lack of access to things. And they moved to Iloilo City because they said just to go to the mall for them was a big deal at that point. We all want something different than we have. So when you're in the city, you wish you could live in a beach gorgeous area like Palawan, I guess. But then when you're there, you're like, oh, I wish I had the city. Palawan, the Philippines' last frontier. There you go. Yeah, there you go, Seth. There you go. Like I said, we're heading out. We were going to leave today, but this storm was going to be a problem. We had to leave first thing in the morning. That wouldn't have worked out anyway. So now we're going to Black Sands not grand opening, but our appointment to have dinner there with our friends David and forgive me, it was David at 7 p.m. tonight at Black Sands. And but yeah, tomorrow morning we're going to head out. We're going to go and make our way all the way to El Nido, essentially, driving on a motorbike. But the good thing is the most is going to be about 3 hours of driving in one segment, and that's from here to Boracay, essentially. And then we're going to get on a boat and sit on that boat for 3 hours, and then spend 2 hours driving in Mindoro to get to San Juan, Mindoro, for a ferry that'll take us to Coron. Then we'll spend a day or two in Coron, and then we'll get on another boat and we'll go to El Nido. And it allows us to not spend a million years on a boat. I don't want to spend a lot of time on a boat, but we wanted to bring our bike because we were wanting to be able to explore and just travel all over the place and all have all our bags and everything at the same time. It's an adventure. It's going to be fun. Yeah, we have family just outside of Mindanao. They're having big problems there, yes. Yeah. Yeah, Kaz is awesome. Good. All right. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like a flu to me. I don't care what name they give it, I guess. Yes, Palawan, actually, gamer. If you look, there's never been one there. There's no fault line there. Good place. It's random, actually. It depends. Like we have 200 people that are in here right now, 193, something like that. And it's random. So maybe more you comment or something. I'm not sure how that works. But when somebody buys gifts and memberships, it just hands them out in either alphabetical order or who comments the more or random. I don't know. But yeah, there's nothing you have to turn on to do that. It's just going to happen. Hey, beautiful South Florida. Beautiful. Hello, James. So there you go. You guys know storms too. The rain is finally stopped. Yes, thank God. Brutal, right? Wasn't that brutal? Yeah, and your Action 5 is definitely not waterproof. There you go. My 4 was, but now the door's broken, so it's not anymore. Yeah, that was actually a while ago. He just finally edited it, I guess. And but yeah, we that was 2 weeks ago. We were there with Frank and Phil. I fly on October 30th. I don't know where Maragondon is, Dean, but welcome, welcome. Never got to Davao City. Never, ever. Every time I try, something gets in the way of going there. We will eventually get there. Yeah. We started off talking about this. How bad is the flooding? Yeah, so we have many hospitals here. One of the hospitals had water come in on the first floor. And not a lot, but it was still pretty bad. We do have, like, if you rewind to the beginning of this, you're going to see I showed videos of the people underwater and like being rescued from very deep water in different areas. Most of it's like the downtown to the stadium to some of the barangays that are far flung, that kind of thing, low-lying areas. But it wasn't as bad as like that. That looks terrible, and then if you went out on the road like we did, driving out, we're like, oh, everything's still going on. People are eating in the restaurants. People are here. People are there. I was so shocked, but it felt like watching Facebook. It looks like the end of the world, right? Like it's that bad. It was bad for many people. Don't get me wrong. I was in an earthquake 3 years ago in Cebu on the 20th floor. I got seasick from the moon. Oh wow, yeah. The higher up you are, you're going to swing. And Cebu does have, like Mindanao and other places, they do have a lot of fault lines. Hopefully coming soon. Yay! Come down, come down. Probably. Yeah, I think all pharmacies will give you flu shots or whatever. The problem with flu shots is they're a year behind. So when you get your flu shot, it's produced and then distributed and all that stuff, and it's many. So it's a previous version of the flu. So that's the difficult part about the flu shot is it doesn't have the most up-to-date flu in there. Hello from Las Vegas. Hello. Cano and Pinoy. Hello from San Francisco. So yeah, that's just random, Brian. They were just giving out gift memberships. That's when somebody buys it, I think it just randomly hands it out. I took the ocean jet to Bohol. Yeah, Bohol's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? I grew up in Angeles City. Explains plenty of quakes. Now, you're right, because they have, I'm going to bring that back up, because you're right, when I think about that, is that they have, where is that? I got to move this back over here. So there's San Fernando. Oh yeah, they have this one right here, because they have that volcano there, right? And even a volcano erupting, like that's going to obviously put quite a bit. Yeah, so I think you're right. Sorry, I was wrong there. Yeah, that's this whole area here is definitely going to be a problem, which is San Fernando's right there. So this is Angeles City here. All right, well. Go back to Lower Subic Bataan, I guess. Yeah. You guys can check out this site on your own, though, for sure. This is Argis, right? Or ARCGIS.com. Yeah. That's where you're going to be able to see it. But you're right. I totally forgot about that one volcano there. And like I said, I do have this, but I just can I zoom in? Oh yeah, here's also this year. We're now sitting at all quakes 4.0. Now, this is as of October 17th, so it's 2 days old. And you know what? There's way more already. So you see right here, like 7 or more, the average is 1 every 3 years. See that 0.33 a year? 1 every 3 years. We've already had 2. At the time of this, I don't think we had any other 7s today or in the last 2 days. But at the time of so we've already had 2 for this year when the average is a third, so 1 every 3 years. And then 6s, they're up. So their average is 4 to 6, and we are currently at 4 to 5. So that's. But I think that already changed. I'm pretty sure we had a couple 6s recently, the last couple of days. And then here you got 70 to the 5s is 70 to 72, and so far we've only had 20 to 25. So that's interesting. But we've had tons more of 4s. So 671 to 841. But we already had over 900 plus on 4s. And then all quakes is the big one. We're already at 10,000. The historical average is 13,000. But I know I saw on another one there, they were saying that we're at about 40% increase over the average, not the worst year or anything like that. But yeah, let's see. This is all earthquakes. I'm going to blow that up so that I even could see this better. This is all earthquakes. And let's look. Zoom that. All right. So yeah, you see down here, this is all like the Mindanao, Davao area is all in this. Oh, you guys can't see my pointer in this one because I'm not showing it on the thing there, but you can see them down at the bottom. They're down at the bottom, right? And then curling all the way up to Cebu. Yeah. So these are all like bigger ones. You don't see any 2s in this. This is all 3s and 4s. But you can see where they are concentrated and where to maybe really, really avoid. But there you go. There's Palawan. Very quiet. But you see the Panay is doing really good too. We just got them around the lower bottom edge. Sorry, I can't show you on an arrow there, but it's in the middle. Yeah, it's almost all green island there. Doing pretty good. Anyway, so there you go. There you go. It's been crazy with the storm here. I have not been feeling well, and I plan to do this a little bit more professionally and organized and everything, but it didn't work out. It definitely didn't work out. I'm sorry about that, guys. Oh, there it is. Yes, that's the mountain just outside of Angeles City that had the problems there. ADHD meds, yes. Rick, if you guys are on any of those type of things, extremely difficult to get here. There are some. My ex took these kind of things, and we found her a psychiatrist. There is a thing here in the Philippines where you need a certain doctor for, obviously narcotics and stuff like that, like drugs that have, pain relief or that kind of thing, and then the ADHD meds and stuff like that. And so they have a special prescription pad, and it's a triplicate, and they're yellow. It's yellow, green, and something else. But anyway, it has to be yellow is what you need. And they write this prescription, and then only certain pharmacies will stock them and be able to accept those. And so it's extremely difficult if you're on any of those type of things here, and to find even a version. You won't find them all, that's for sure. It's like when I was in Albania. They don't believe in mental health. They believe in pull your bootstraps up in Albania. They were like, what? No, we don't do any of that stuff. They don't allow for it. So when I lived there, it was kind of like, here it's not as bad, but it's pretty close. 13 degrees Celsius going down to exclamation. I think you mean 1. Wait, exclamation is 2? 1. 1 degree Celsius. Wow, look at that. In Eastern Ontario. Yeah, not looking forward to that. I will take the rain. I've had some horrible snowstorms where I was snowed right in. No power, no nothing, just freezing to death and that kind of thing. I think I can handle the rain. I think I can handle it. Mindanao, nearly never have an earthquake. I don't know where that is in Mindanao. But there you go. Ricky Hawk says there is a good place too. Hey, thank you very much, Jeanette. Thank you very much. Alan, retired in the Philippines. Hello, everyone. Wife and I just joined. Sorry, I have to not read that one. YouTube's pretty strict on that kind of stuff. Laura's okay. Yeah, she's great. She was sick before me. She gave it to me, I'm sure. Catherine has been very lucky. Knock on wood. because we're going to go on this road trip and then hope she doesn't get sick, right? But yeah, Lara was playing here a minute ago, but then she ran back in the house. And the dogs are just hanging out. And Catherine's still sleeping because, you know, it's been horrible and it's been very difficult to sleep. I sent you a video asking for a hospice underwater. Yeah, so it's not bad. No, it's not. It was just certain, you know, it's like anything. It's very specific areas, and then people see it on the news and they're like, oh my God. And don't get me wrong. Like I said, the Army showed up at 9 a.m. this morning to make sure we don't need any help. But the Coast Guard was out, the fire department was out, and there are areas that they were flooded pretty bad. But it was quick action by the different departments that wanted to get in there, get the people out of there, put them in the, you know, the shopping mall, city hall, you know, give them high ground and warm area to sleep and everything. And then once the rain gone, now we got sunshine and everything's drying up, and we're not getting much rain for the next few days, and it's going to dissipate away. Yeah, people in the Philippines really adapt very well to rain and stuff like that and flooding. Do people own their own boats and travel around, or just take tour guides? Well, fishermen own boats. There's some people that have a boat, but you don't really, like, because it's open sea in many cases, you need a pretty big boat to safely go across. You know, some people do it with little, you know, the wooden boats here. You still have Coast Guard and all that kind of stuff, but yeah. What is it? Texas Filipino YouTube channel. He's from Texas, obviously, and he has a boat, and he's taken his off to different islands. Port Princess, natural disaster free. Yeah, all of Palawan, definitely. Yeah. Hi, Michael. Thanks to be a dad to Lara. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, she's a great girl. She deserves everything she gets. Good love and attention and education and all that good stuff. Do the typhoons affect the waves so much that the beaver could be affected? Well, we don't really get two. Don't get me wrong. In the Philippines, it's very hard to avoid a typhoon totally. But we had the 2019 one that went across and destroyed Bohol and Cebu, like really bad in Cebu and stuff like that. It did hit here because once it passes through that and gets into those open ocean, the center, you know, see the water in the middle. I'm going to have to bring up that one map so you can see on that what I'm talking about. It is, put that back up here. So see, oops, I don't know what I just moved, but whatever. Okay, so see this right here. We are right here. There's Rojas City, right there. And so really, we don't get typhoons because we're in the middle of the country, right? We don't have the outer areas. We're protected because all of this, Bicol and Masbate and, you know, all of this, Siargao, all that guys, they're protecting us from most of the typhoons. They get slammed and it pushes it up and up and up and up and out of the way. But sometimes, like that one that crashed through over here, it came through, did damage to Cebu, did damage to Bacolod, did damage to Iloilo, and did damage to all of this. It happens. It can happen. And it happened in 2003, I think it was, and in 2019. So those were pretty devastating in here. But to give you an idea, like it was devastating to like what I'm living in, this temporary shelter, like this. People that are living in this, that kind of stuff. The people that were living in the big concrete houses or whatever, their houses continued to stand and they were safe in them. It's just that's the big concern is what kind of structure are you living in, and is that how you're going to survive, you know, through these type of typhoons and storms and stuff like that. So Rojas City has been historically pretty decent, but there are times where it will cut in here. If you're in Siargao, if you're in Samar, if you're in Bicol and that whole area, it's a kind of a fact of life that you're going to deal with many typhoons during rainy season. Many. I'll just look at them every time you see them going up and up and up, and it's rough for them. But they're in some of the most beautiful places. Just it's like Mother Nature's way of saying, this is what you got to pay. This is your price you have to pay. Because some of the places are just so gorgeous, are the most dangerous. Go figure. Been to Australia? I got all the snakes. I got everything that'd kill you, but it's such a beautiful place. Hey, thanks for the content. I land in Manila from California for the first time next week. Oh, I might head to Bali, but meh. Just looking at how the weather is overall. Well, the good thing is this is it. Like, that is probably the last typhoon storm that we just went through. It's probably the last one. It's possible to get another, but we are coming to the end of rainy season. So you're gonna the different low pressure, high pressures, all I don't know, something like that. That all changes, and they just said that we've kind of straightened out a bit. So they have a lot more calmer weather coming, and by November, December, January, weather's gonna be perfect here. You're gonna find it's a little cooler in December. I love that. Friggin' 25 degrees, 22 degrees Celsius, just beautiful. 70s, or low 70s. It's really, really nice time to be in the Philippines. And then summer will start after that. So it just gets a little hotter and hotter. And like by March, you want to go to Baguio to the flower festival. No, it's not that it is, Alan. It's just that you're grouped in with there's a lot of scams when it comes to that kind of stuff and everything. And so they group you in, and it's like gambling and stuff like that. It's not the word, it's just talking about it, advertising and promoting it, marketing it, that kind of thing. I'm in Taipei, and I was looking to rent out my unit and go island hopping. Yeah, well, generally you can get 90 days of medications, right? So if you do that, then you have 90 days. Yes, of course. So the opening was last night, and as you can imagine, they're going to reschedule the opening. They did have people there. I saw on the Facebook they just had some people hanging out through the storm, but they've rescheduled the grand opening. I don't know what the new date is. I was just told that they are rescheduling it. Literally, we've got the Coast Guard and the Army and everybody out rescuing people. You don't have a grand opening, so they pushed it off. I don't know the date, but I will be there at 7 p.m. today. We were scheduled to go 7 p.m. last night. So what they did is, because the demand was so strong for Black Sands, they booked. You had to book a time, so they sold out all the time slots. And so I got 7 p.m. time slot with David, the one who let us use the farm for that year. He came back to town, so we're having dinner with their family at Black Sands. And so we were able to get a reservation for 7. Well, that reservation didn't happen, so we called them, or David called them, and pushed it off to tomorrow, which is today. So tonight we will be going to Black Sands before we head out to Palawan tomorrow. And hopefully it's still just as good, because I wanted to go and, the place looks stunning, and I want to be able to show you guys what it looks like, but we'll see. Michael, were you a politician? No. It was a corporate sales. Does that help? Not a politician. Yeah, we'll be traveling a lot more now. Okay, so again, not doing very well health-wise, but I appreciate all of you guys very much for joining in on this. I just want to make this a short live because it's pretty rough. But anyway, we're going to head out tomorrow morning. We're going to go on an 11-day trip, because Catherine's birthday is on the 30th, and then we have Halloween on the 31st, which Lara, we got her a costume and everything, which you'll have to see. And the only trick-or-treating they do here in the Philippines is in the shopping malls. So you go into the mall, and then you go to each store, and you trick-or-treat to each store. How cool is that, right? These guys are doing good. They're pulling in a lot of fish right in front of me, by the way. And anyway, and so we got to be back for that. But otherwise, we're going to go 11 days, and we're just going to explore and figure out life. And I don't know, just have no plan. We're not even going to book reservations for anything. We're just like, let's figure it out. I know that sounds crazy, but there's kind of like a little fun to that. I'm going to show you these guys here. So this is what's going on out in front of here. So that guy on the left there, he's got some fish. Yeah. I've been pulling in all day. The net goes all the way down around there. There's some more over there fishing too. This is the type of people watching you can do here in the Philippines. Just watch people fish. And earlier, there were a lot more people swimming. You wouldn't know it. Like you said, there's word that everybody's drowning, the hospitals are flooding and everything. And then you just look There's people out fishing, everybody hanging out and have a good time. It's a funny dichotomy of how things are here. But Filipinos are very resilient when it comes to storms and things. They've adapted. They know how to do it, and they don't like wallow. They just go, okay, go out, let's go get some fish. Got to eat. That's it. Simple. Isn't that awesome? I think it's awesome. Anyway, so yeah, the exploring is going to be pretty awesome. And the fact that we can go, I have to use this map because, well, I can actually probably remove the filter because this is the best way to show you guys like how crazy this trip is going to be. Is we're here at Rojas City, right? And we're going to drive right up here. This is Boracay, right? So Cataclan. We're going to get on a boat here, and then we're going to take it over here to Mindoro, which we're actually going to Rojas Mindoro, as crazy as that might sound. Yeah, way up here. So it takes us here, and then we're going to drive all the way over here, and then stay the night here. The next day, from San Jose, they have a ferry that's going to take us over here to Coron. And then we'll spend some time there, and then we'll jump on another boat, and we'll get to El Nido. And then because we have our bike, we can do whatever we want for the remaining days. The only thing is and our friend Richard's in Rojas. Look at that, Rojas to Rojas to Rojas. Our friend Richard, he's living in Rojas, Palawan now. And we might visit him, but we only have 11 days, and we have to backtrack this all the way back too. So we have to be careful how far we go in this, unless we want to give up Halloween and Catherine's birthday and everything. So we'll see. We'll see if we just say, screw it, next time we'll do a different trip or something. We just don't want to feel entirely rushed through this whole thing. We want to be enjoyable too. And El Nido, it is considered one of the best places to go in the Philippines. So I definitely want to go and spend some time there and not just be rushed through it. I've been to Coron, so I know I don't want to spend much time there. And Coron is actually quite small, the populated area anyway. It's got a decent sized island here, but everybody lives in the Coron, right? Like in this. This is the spot right in here. So yeah, we're only gonna spend a limited time there because I've been there and I've kind of shown it already. And I feel like I know it pretty well. Been out on boats to these other islands and stuff too. But yeah, El Nido is something I've never been to, and I really want to get to it. And Puerto Princesa might take another trip. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, so that is a lot the way we're going to go all the way over to this. Because going to Iloilo down here and taking a 34-hour boat that takes you up to here and then goes all the way down to here did not sound fun to me. I don't want to sit on a boat for 34 hours. Hell no. Hell no. 34 hours. And we're talking a boat that has no private rooms or anything like that. You're just in public, And so 34 hours just sitting there and swaying back and forth. Maybe they have air conditioning, maybe they don't. I don't know. But it doesn't sound as fun. So it's going to be happening very, very soon. Are there speed limits out there? Yeah, but do they mean anything? No, I don't mean that. There's no, we have here in Sigma, they have speed cameras. So they take pictures and then when so the camera will pick you up, right? And then about 20, not 10, 20, maybe 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers. I don't know. I'm really not very good at that. Maybe 5 kilometers away, there is people waiting there for your vehicle. So the camera picks you up there. They've got your license plate. And then when you come down to this one section where it slows down, they're going to show you the picture and say, you were speeding. So there is speed cameras here. It's pretty rare to find that kind of thing. I've never seen anywhere else, only Sigma and Capiz here, where they have it, and it's at 80 kilometers an hour. The thing about speed limits here is you rarely can get to them anyway, because the trikes only go 20 kilometers an hour. So you'll be flying along, and then you'll get a bunch of trikes, and the vehicles are this way, so you can't even pass them, and you're like, oh, especially if you're in a car, you're not likely to be able to pass them. And so speed limits are hard to even reach. But there are straightaways where, yeah, you can go. What isn't a thing, at least in this part of the Philippines, I'm sure in Manila they have, is they don't have driving around traffic cops, right? That have the radar gun in the car and the computer and all that stuff. That's not a thing here where they just patrol around and look for speeders and look for people who have expired plates and all that. No, they do checkpoints here. So here they set up the checkpoint. If you don't have your legal stuff, you just park on the side of the road and wait for the checkpoint to leave, unfortunately. It's a crazy thing, but I don't know why they don't try to do things differently. They do it the same way over and over and over again because, the modified mufflers that are on all these things are illegal and they annoy me. And I'll get them to set up a checkpoint and they'll do it, but they don't do anything about the people that just wait till they leave. It's like, well, nothing's going to change until you guys do something different. They're going to keep doing it. Everything's going to remain the same. So, yeah, like, it'd be very difficult to be caught for speeding here. Very, very difficult. None of them are going to have radar guns or anything like that. I heard they got some in Iloilo, but I haven't seen them. I only seen those new radar cameras. They're taking pictures, and then somewhere down the line, they're coming to give you a ticket. Maybe the fisherman might catch a mermaid. Well, Catherine, get out there. Laura's got a mermaid. Oh, she would love to go out there. We just got home 3 days ago in Rojas. Say, wow, you came back just in time, eh? Oof. Yeah, this week would have been a good time to come home. Yeah, so we are going to go back, Brian. It's been put off, obviously. Like, while this is all going on, they're still having every day 100 tremors in northern Cebu still. And there's going to be some rebuilding and everything else. And let's be honest, like when my camera goes to show a place, you want to be able to give it the opportunity to show it at its best. And I'm not looking to go to a place that's destroyed and bring my camera around and go and do like that, I don't know, poverty porn. What do they call it? Death, destruction, that kind of thing. I'm not looking to do that. I want to see the best of the Philippines. I want to check it all out. And I know that wouldn't be always normal for them. So I want to go and look, when they're ready, not when it's all a big mess. We see all y'all walk into Boracay. Oh, was there 3 days, then back to Oh, yeah, you're the one that messaged, right? That you didn't say hello? Saw the church bell. That's fantastic. Hello from Montana. It snowed the other day. Wow. Can't wait to get back to the Philippines. Mark, Montana's a beautiful place, but maybe not so much in the winter. Come back soon. Fantastic. Hello from Minnesota. Yeah, if you're coming to Rojas City, we have a guy here in town that does it. We keep their business cards at the Canadian Beaver. And if you message me, I on the top of my head, I think it's called Ride Out. Actually, that is what it's called. Ride Out. Just Ride Out Rojas City on Facebook. You're going to find them right away. And check. They're pretty good. They got a lot of bikes. Fantastic. Yeah, see, the thing, you can earthquake-proof anything you want to build here, that's for sure. I met this one German in my first early times of traveling around the Philippines, and I was in Antique from when I lived in Boracay first, right? And then I traveled, and met this German fella, and he had a great business. He built a resort and everything, and he'd been living there for, 20 years, I think it was at that point. And his place is quite popular. Gets all the local authorities. Everybody goes there. They enjoy it, and the restaurant is fantastic. And anyway, so he was showing me his construction because I'm like, you're very close to the water and everything else. And he's like, yeah, I own all the land to the water. And so he has all this land, the beaches and everything. And then he put his road. And I asked him why he didn't put his thing closer. And he said everything he did was with intention. And so that even if the tide went in, huge amount, his resort is still fine because he owns everything, but he put it nowhere near there. He put cubos and everything else down there so people can enjoy the water, but he cared more about his resort. And then his resort, it's got not 6 foot, but like very thick walls, like crazy. And I was like, do you really need that much? And he's like, nothing will ever move my place, ever. And he's got a beautiful pool and everything, and he raised it really high up too and everything. So really nicely elevated. He prepared for it. And he's like, I can handle everything. Massive storm surges from the ocean, earthquakes, everything. He had it all set. So you can be very well prepared if you wanted. Hello. Tim from Denmark. Hello. Meeting a lot of people from Denmark lately. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so that's where we're going. We're leaving tomorrow morning. Tonight we'll go to Black Sands. Right now, we're just trying to dry everything out because we got to pack a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff is still wet. It's been brutal, but now we're doing good. It looks beautiful out today. That's just great. That's great. Now I'm not sick anymore. As long as Catherine isn't getting sick, I'm worried. She's still in bed, and it's what 11. Um, yeah, that's a concern of mine. Let's hope she's not getting it because then that'll ruin our trip. We won't be going if she does get sick. Eh, yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, thank you guys for joining. No, not yet. We'll be going very soon. We'll be doing. I've been to vegan, yes, vegan Baguio and all that. But Locust Norte, I'm gonna fly in. We'll fly in up there, and we'll do the northern, definitely. As long as I can rent a car up there or a bike or something like that. Well, car, the three of us. But yeah, we're gonna be doing the north very, very soon. Greetings from Ontario. Plan to be back in Rojas end of December. Perfect weather, Canadian Kuya. Beautiful weather. Excellent, 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 Mike. Yeah. Anyway, just not feeling myself right now. Exhausted, burned out, but doing okay. Look at that. Look how dirty the beach is, though. It's not a lot of garbage. There's some, don't get me wrong. That's his bag, by the way. But most of it's sticks and trees and twigs and everything. This is not normal for us. You've seen my videos before. It's usually a pretty nice beach, other than when that house over there threw their diapers out on the beach like that. That was disgusting. But for the most part, it's actually really clean here normally. But right now it's looking not so nice. So right now they knocked my coffee over. Just put their net out over here. It's not even very far into the water. And they'll pull it in. They already got fish in that green bag right there. They've already got fish going. Good sized fish too. So it's working. Anyway, guys, we'll see you all very soon. What's the dog barking at? Lily! Lily! Chill out. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining. We'll see you again soon. I'm very tired, exhausted, all those good things. But I'll have a video. There's been videos, by the way. If you haven't seen them, I can get very few views on the last few videos. I don't know. Sometimes YouTube does that. Algorithm will just not turn to your favor for a bit. Anyway, so I do have videos there if you haven't seen them. And I'll show you guys what Black Sands is really looking like for sure before I head out on the road again. And there'll be a lot of cool videos coming. So make sure you subscribe to make sure, hey, if you remember or whatever, I'm going to make sure you guys get something special very soon. Thanks for all these gift memberships, Kaz. That's really awesome of you. I appreciate you all very much. And we'll see you again soon. I'll show you some of the fishing while this goes out here. Let's see. Like that. And like that. I think that should do. Let's see. There we go. See? Come up. You got it right here, right? Yeah, that's big. Very cool. Lily, stop it.